Third time is the charm. Let's see if this works. If you're here, please say hello. So I know that this is working and my internet is not dying on me again. It's okay. It wouldn't be a live stream or a live presentation if the tech didn't fail us. That's okay. We got this. All right. If you're here, please say hello so I know that this thing still works. Okay. Meanwhile, I'm going to close everything that should not be here. Oh, okay. Try number 3. Move this out of the way. Share my screen again. Entire screen. Share. All right. App still working? Let's just make sure. Now I'm going to look for a 5-bedroom house. Search. Oh, right. Not working. Restart servers. Have you tried turning it on and off? npm run dev. npm run freaking start. Start. Well, hello and welcome. Happy New Year. Thank you for joining me. In about 2 minutes, I'm going to explain what I'm doing with OpenAI, LangChain, Tailwind, DirectUs. Anything else that I'm missing? And Zillow API. Let me make sure everything is working. And if I look for 5-bedroom house, search. Hello, Kumar Singh. Hello, Web. Thank you so much for joining again. I know the previous stream freaking ended. Stupid internet connection. But thank you for joining. Why Tailwind? Why can't Bootstrap CSS? Okay, great question. Tailwind, because I like the ease of how, one, I am very familiar with Tailwind, so I kind of remember the class names already now. And two, because I like how easy it is to set it up. And I kind of want to get better at it. You can totally use just CSS if you want, or Bootstrap if you want. Okay, fill description, looking for a 5-bedroom house. Let's see if it works. It's still looking for 3-bedroom house, which is weird, but we'll see why that's happening. Five bedrooms is here, which is good. Four bedrooms. Maybe my range is small. In the range of 2 million. Properties are expensive in Seattle. Search. Tailwind is the best. Hello, Ryan. Thank you so much for coming. I want to give a big shout out to Ryan. Ryan actually encouraged me to join this, to restart this live stream again. I used to live stream on Twitch about a year, 2 years ago, but then I stopped last year. My work got so busy and I was too burnt out. But Ryan messaged me recently telling me that the live stream actually really motivated him to work himself as well. And that motivated me to get started with live streaming again. So I'm starting this 30-day of live streaming event, which means that I'm going to be live streaming every single day of January. So if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you even doing? Subscribe already. Thank you so much for everyone who's supported me in the last year. Um, Last year is the first year I started taking YouTube seriously and started uploading a lot more content on JavaScript, React, motivation videos such as overcoming imposter syndrome. So, thank you so much for your support. It means a lot to me. I'm doing this full time where I can create more content for you, generate content that is helpful to you. So, if there is a topic that has always bothered you and you want somebody to explain it to you like you're a 5 year old, tell me, I'll make a video on it. Speaking of which, if you are somebody who has been trying to learn JavaScript, which I believe um, what's your name again? Web Dev Journey. I think you said you were. I just wanted to share that I have created resources, especially learning promises and event loop that you can use to understand JavaScript like you're 5 years old. And I'm going to then link five. So again, thank you so much for your support in the last year. It has meant the world to me that you come and watch the videos, and this has been helpful for you. So if there's a topic that you're interested in learning, let me know and I'll make a video on that. With that, let's get to the live stream today. So here's what I'm building. I am building an OpenAI integration application. And what I've done so far is that I've integrated with OpenAI through LangChain, and I'm going to walk you in a second in how I did that. Um, and then I'm using natural language, which is just English, to send a text over to the LLM, which is going to parse it into JSON. And then I want that JSON to be sent over to my real estate API, which is Zillow. And I want to basically type text in the field, like look for properties in Seattle. Let's say I'm looking for a house. I want to look for properties in Seattle by just typing in English language. And I want the LLM parser to extract information out of the English language that I've sent. For example, here, I wanted to extract information such as bedroom house, the starting range of 2 million and the ending range of 12 million, and the place where I'm looking for this property, which is Seattle. And I want the LLM to parse this information out, which is going to be OpenAI in our case, send it over as a JSON format to a real estate API, which is going to be the Zillow API, and then look for the appropriate results, send that data back to us, and then we're going to use React templates to render that on our page. Now we also want to add a save functionality so that if I click on save button here, it should save this property to my database. And what that will help me do is create a recommendation engine, which I'm going to make a new video on. And through that, I'll be able to filter for properties or look for more properties that match my preference. So if I like properties with like a backyard or like a lake view, things like that, I can heart them, and then the algorithm is going to show me more properties like that. So it will be a recommendation algorithm. I'm going to do that in the next video, but in this video, I'm going to save it to my database using DirectUs. So the things that we're going to be using in this video are live stream is OpenAI, LangChain, Tailwind, um, DirectUs, and Zillow API. So, without further ado, let's look at what the code looks like. By the way, if this code is not legible to you or the UI is not clear to you, let me know in the text here, in the chat here, and I'll increase the size. So, where are we? Right. Let's first look at the app JSX, since that's kind of like the entry point. My app JSX looks kind of kind of heavy, but it's pretty simple. What it's doing is it's got a div here where I'm entering a h1 tag which just says search for properties in Seattle. I have a text field here which says um, which just asks you to enter like the text that you're looking for, or the in just in pure English language. Then a button, which actually you can ignore this button because it's just filling in the description. I'm going to cut this description button out because it is confusing. And then a search button, which has a handle submit event handler, which is actually going to send everything that I wrote in my text area over to my API endpoint, which is parse properties. So let's look at what that API endpoint does. And then whatever data comes back from my API endpoint response data, it's gonna use state variable to set it into the properties that I'm going to then show on the page, which is just simple React. So um, let's look at what this API is doing, and I think that is in. I'm gonna stop this. Stop. That is in server.js. So I'm going to show you what parse properties does, which is where kind of the magic happens. Okay, so parse properties actually gets the requirements out of the text that I was sent. So at this point, this requirements object just has English language text. It has literally this string. Then it's going to send that English um, sentence or phrase over to my LLM API. And this is where OpenAI is integrated with LangChain. So this is where LLM comes in. Now, this is really interesting because with the help of LLM API, with the help of LLM, you actually don't need to do much. So what you're going to do is you're literally going to provide an OpenAI a key, and then use the parser to give it the description, which is the description that you entered here. You're using this description and giving it a template. So you're providing it this description. You're saying parse the description provided by a user to extract information about real estate preferences in this format, and this is the description that I'm giving. All right, and the format is provided right here. So I'm saying the price ending, which is like kind of like to build the budget range, is ending price of budget, and if nothing was given, just return 1 million. Price starting is starting price of budget, and bedrooms is number of bedrooms. So this Z or Zod is actually just kind of like a parser. Um, it it's not a parser. It's how you specify like what type of information that is going to be. So here I'm specifying it's a number, like bedrooms is going to be a number, or it's going to be a string for price ending and price starting. Um, okay. Sigma says that the quality of live stream might be low. So let me make sure that it is streaming full resolution. I am streaming full resolution. So hopefully it's streaming full resolution for you. But thank you for sharing that, Sigma. Okay, right. So, but you see here, all I've done is just describe that ending price of the budget. Like my format is going to be ending price of budget and then starting price of budget. And then the LLM does the job of actually using that text and figuring out what is the ending price and what is the starting price. So it's really very easy to kind of parse a natural language by providing a format. Super easy. And I'm actually using LangChain's LangChain here to get access to OpenAI. I'm not directly integrating with OpenAI. And the reason is that LangChain is actually a provider for JavaScript, which makes it a lot easier to integrate with OpenAI as opposed to integrating with OpenAI directly. And then all I'm doing is I'm giving it this template, which is the format instructions that I provided here, and the description, which is actually just this text. That's all. That's literally all I'm doing. And then I'm invoking the chain, providing the description, providing the format instructions, and I'm just going to call this just the runnable sequence. And then the response actually has a JSON object. So if I console log response here, so I'll show you what the description, the input was, which is the description that I'm sending in, and what the output is. I'm going to restart this. Okay. Can I clear this? I probably can't clear. So I'll give it some space. Okay. Search for this. Now you see, the description is literally the text that I send, which is looking for a 5-bedroom house, blah, blah, blah. And the response that I get back is price ending, price starting, and bedrooms. Now, is this correct? 1.2. This is 12 million, which is the ending price. Starting price is 2 million, which is what I have here. And then the bedrooms is 5. How easy was that? All I had to provide was just a Zod schema, which is a string, and then the description of what I expect that string to be, what it should be, starting price, and number of bedrooms. Now, let's do something here. Um, let's add a new feature so that right now what I'm doing is looking for a 5-bedroom house in Seattle in the starting range of this and this. Let's provide some extra features of this house. For example, I can say that it should have a backyard, it should have a lake view, things like that. So I will call it nice to haves. Um, so I will provide more text in this field, such as haves are a lake view, um, a lake view. What else? Backyard, front yard, nice cool. You know, the things that are not a hard yes or no for building for looking for a house, but kind of nice to have. Okay, let's see. What is this saying? It's better to put preset information box so that engine will work dedicated to relative topic. Kumar, I don't know what this is in reference to. So if you can expand on your comment, it'll help me understand what you're talking about. All right, so now let's have a nice to have column. And see, I'm going to show you how this can parse it. So I'm going to say this is going to be a string, and I'm going to describe how LLM should parse information out of it. So this is how I'm describing what this information is going to be and how to kind of get it out of the text string. So I'm going to say nice to have include nice to haves as a array, comma separated array. And then the more kind of example you give, the better it'll be. So some examples are backyard, front yard. I'm just going to give it this. Let's see what we get. And now if I save this, and I'm going to restart my server. I don't know if it refreshes, but I'm going to restart just to be safe. And now I'm going to search for this. And now I will see if that actually gave me back anything. Oh, check this out. I've got nice to have coming out already. Lakeview, backyard, front yard, nice school district. How easy was that? I literally had to do like nothing. All I did was provide it that it's going to be a string and describe how to kind of parse that information out of the text. So easy. But obviously, I have an output parsing failure because I may be sending that data over to Zillow and it probably doesn't understand. So I'm going to get rid of it. All right. At this point, we have a nice kind of JSON object, and I'm just going to send that over to a Zillow API, which does the job of like fetching and giving back the data that I need. So I'm going to reduce the budget because 800 seems like we're getting too expensive. I'm going to look for a two-bedroom house in Seattle in the range of 800 to 2 million. Server died. Start again. Is anybody doing anything? Excuse me, working. Okay, there you go. Description is here. It's got some stuff back from LLM. It's parsed it into a string. And there you go. I got a two-bedroom, $879, $879, $100,000 house in Seattle. Okay, now the next step I want to do is, let's see, in my to-do list, make it look pretty, add addresses as a heading. I've done this already. Center line for bedroom and bathrooms. I kind of like it. So I'm going to get rid of this. Add link to Zillow.